After months teetering on the edge of death, after goodbyes were whispered and tears shed over what was thought to be the inevitable, Liam Spencer shocked the world and the people who loved him by surviving. Against all odds, the brain tumor that had threatened to take him away shrank unexpectedly, responding to a last resort treatment that no one believed would work. Doctors called it a miracle. His family called it a blessing. Hope Logan called it fate. But what no one anticipated was that the man who walked out of that hospital was not the same Liam Spencer they had been grieving. The change began subtly. His eyes were sharper, colder. His tone more clipped, his words carefully chosen. The warmth that once defined Liam was gone. The hesitations, the emotional stumbles, the guilt-driven apologies all stripped away. In their place was a man with ambition burning under his skin and a chilling calmness in his demeanor. At first, Hope tried to convince herself that it was the trauma, that this was temporary. That Liam just needed time to reacclimate to life. But as the weeks passed, it became clear Liam hadn't just cheated death. He had been transformed by it. Spencer Publications had long been under the iron grip of Dollar Bill Spencer, and while Liam had occasionally dabbled in the family business, he had never shown a true desire to lead it. But that changed quickly. Without warning, Liam requested access to the executive floor, demanded meetings with the CFO, and began questioning key contracts and media deals. Wyatt was caught off guard, but initially welcomed Liam's renewed interest. That warmth lasted exactly 1 week. Liam began pushing for structural overhauls. He accused the company of stagnation. He dismissed existing media partners and began forming new alliances, cutting deals without approval. Bill tried to pull him aside, to explain that things didn't work like this. But Liam wasn't interested in lectures. In a stunning boardroom confrontation, Liam called his father outdated and accused him of running Spencer Publications like a playground, not a corporation. "You built this company with power plays and manipulation," Liam said, standing in front of the shocked board. "Now it's time someone actually ran it with vision." "And that someone is you?" Bill shot back, eyes narrowed. Liam didn't flinch. "Yes, and I'm just getting started." Wyatt attempted to broker peace between father and son, but Liam turned on him just as fast. "You've always been Dad's puppet," he spat, afraid to challenge him. "I'm not. And I'm not going to let this place rot under 2 generations of egos." By the end of the month, Liam had pushed for a private audit of the company's assets. He replaced half the PR team. He froze Bill's personal expense accounts under the guise of corporate efficiency. He pulled Wyatt off key projects and installed a new executive assistant of his own choosing, a sleek, calculating young strategist named Julia Marks, who made it clear that Liam was the future and everyone else needed to get on board. Hope watched all of this unfold with growing unease. She had been by Liam's side every day during his illness. She had cradled his hand when he could barely speak. She had mourned the idea of losing him twice. So when he recovered, she expected they would return to each other. They talked about the future, about second chances, about building a life with Beth that was filled with love and meaning. But Liam's priorities had shifted. Suddenly, he wasn't home. He was in the office until midnight. Meetings bled into weekends. Conversations turned to shareholders, acquisition targets, and legacy building. Hope tried to reach him, but every time she brought up their relationship, Liam dismissed her with a vague reassurance that now wasn't the time. Then came the night that broke her. Hope showed up at Spencer unannounced, hoping to surprise Liam with dinner and maybe rekindle what they had. She was met with silence in his office, but then she heard laughter from behind the frosted glass wall of the executive lounge. She pushed the door open to find Liam and Julia standing close, too close, champagne in hand, documents scattered between them. Liam didn't look guilty. He didn't even look surprised. "You weren't invited," he said flatly. Hope stared at him in disbelief. "I thought you were still fighting for us." Liam's voice was calm, almost indifferent. "That was before I realized what I needed." "And what is that, exactly?" she demanded. "Control," he said. "Purpose. Power. I wasted too many years chasing love, trying to be something I'm not." That man died on the hospital bed. Hope's breath caught. "So what happens to me?" "To Beth." Liam stepped forward, face emotionless. "Beth will always have me. You'll be fine. You've always landed on your feet." Hope left in tears, not even stopping to look back. The man she once loved, the man she had chosen over and over despite the chaos, he was gone. Back at Forrester Creations, word of Liam's transformation spread fast. Ridge was furious when he learned Liam had begun circling Forrester's subsidiary digital media division, looking to buy it out from under them. Steffi, once the woman caught in Liam's emotional orbit, was stunned when Liam called her directly to offer a professional partnership, one that involved her stepping down from the company and taking on a lifestyle ambassador role while he folded her media channels into Spencer's empire. "You think I'd hand you control of my family's legacy?" Steffi said, seething. "I think you already did the moment you let me in," Liam replied coldly. Even Bill, for all his ruthless history, was caught off guard. He scheduled a one-on-one with Liam to try and talk sense into him. "You're spiraling," Bill warned. "You're pushing everyone away." "I'm cleaning up the mess you made," Liam snapped. "You ran this company like a king playing with toys. I'm turning it into an empire." Bill leaned forward, voice low. "Be careful. Because the higher you climb, the longer the fall." Liam just smiled. "I'm not falling. I'm flying." But the cracks were forming. Wyatt began rallying board members to challenge Liam's authority. Julia Marks, seeing opportunity, started whispering in other ears about Liam's aggressive consolidation tactics. Hope, though heartbroken, made a quiet decision to protect Beth's inheritance and began legal proceedings to separate her finances from Liam's holdings. And behind the scenes, Steffi and Ridge began plotting a counterattack to keep Forrester independent from Spencer's growing reach. In a final move of dominance, Liam scheduled a press conference to announce a full rebranding of Spencer Publications' new vision, new partnerships, new leadership. He stood before the media, charismatic and sharp in his black tailored suit, every bit the image of power. But during the press Q&A, a voice cut through the room. Hope stood in the back, calm but firm. "Liam," she said, "what would your daughter say about the man you've become?" The cameras turned. The reporters went silent. Liam paused, for the first time unsure. Hope stepped forward. "Beth used to run into your arms. Now she asks when Daddy's coming home. You think this is power, but all I see is fear. Fear of feeling, fear of being loved. And if this is what surviving turned you into, maybe the man I mourned really is gone." Liam stared at her, unable to find words. For just a moment, the room saw him not as a titan, but as a man who had lost everything that ever mattered. The press conference ended without a closing statement. And as the lights dimmed, the empire Liam built now stood on a fault line of betrayal, isolation, and ruin. The war for Spencer Publications had only just begun, and Liam Spencer, once the soft-hearted soul of the bold and the beautiful, had become the show's newest, most chilling threat. And no one, not Bill, not Wyatt, not Hope, was safe from what came next.